I would say meditation is a faculty of the mind to observe itself, and by extension to observe the way life operates and what life is. We can attach the name to the actual practice of meditation, where we formally sit or lay down or maybe stand or walking as well, yeah. But I think as long as whatever you're doing is not requiring your intellectual, linguistic participation, it is not that easy to look at yourself when you are writing an email or reading a book. You are engaging, processing language. And then sometimes when your activity is so precise, imagine you're a surgeon, you are going to be in a super present, sharp mind state, but there will be less self-reflection because all the attention is focused in the execution of your task at the best of your abilities. But in those day-to-day activities, if you think of cooking, driving, walking, running, cleaning, gardening, and obviously formal sitting practice where everything really stops for the self-introspection activity of the mind to occupy the 100%. But this inwards folding of the mind is not exclusive to the meditation practice. That would be maybe the training grounds for that particular skill. But once you practice enough, you realize that you can apply more or less the same inwards looking mind strategies. You can use them on a variety of moments in your life. Now, the reason I'm spending time in the beginning saying this, besides the fact that you can listen to these instructions, you don't necessarily need to be in sitting practice, is because I have actually found that when I allowed the concept of formal practice to be the only real moment of practice, I think there is a tendency, especially people that come from Buddhism, to be a little elitist when it comes to their practice. We love our practice. And then we put it inadvertently in a somewhat spiritual pedestal, which is very beautiful, but by default, by doing that, we are, without realizing, reducing everything else as to of a lesser spiritual level. So if maintaining the devotion to your practice, you allow for the rest of your day to be also part of not just the training, but also the enjoying of self-introspection. Yeah, it's very beautiful. So, whatever it is that you are doing, if you can pay attention to my words, to the sensations in the body, and to the way you move. There are two situations: then you are moving or you are in complete stillness. If you are moving, By paying soft attention to your motions, imagine you're walking or doing the dishes, find a way to relax a little bit into it. Spend a few seconds looking at the repetitive pattern behind the movement. Observe how your body is generating the pattern, let's say walking or even driving. Refine the pattern. Don't get lazy into the pattern. If you're walking, walk. If you're driving, drive. But with a sense of energy, efficiency, and a trust in the inner ability of your physical memory to carry on the pattern. If you're still, pay attention to your posture. Straighten up your spine if you're sitting, relax your shoulders and neck if you're laying down. Relax your jaws and belly and shoulders. Softly relax into the posture. Let's open to the experience. All of it. What is happening now? We can sense something rather than nothing. Yeah? So there is being. And there is an awareness of this being. This state of beingness somehow is looking at itself. We can say that awareness is being aware of itself. I approach this experience from my focal point. As I approach a live scene, my focal point precedes me through my eyes and my ears. Once I get close, I touch with my hands. From the perspective of the meditator in practice, my focal point remains my attention. So I'd start playing with my attention. I can bring my attention to the sounds that my ears register. If my eyes are open, I can bring my attention to the images and the colors and the distances. If my hands are touching, I can bring my attention to both the movement that they are creating and the sensory feedback that the texture and the intensity of the pressure between the flesh and the objects is sending me back. Smells. Even the flavor of my own mouth. I can bring my attention to my own virtual reality, the one I can create with my thoughts, with my memories taking me back to the past, with my dreams and projections taking me into the future. And I can even bring my attention to the emotional flavor that this virtual reality is creating in my energy field. The memories, the projections, the dreams, the stories can make me feel a great variety of emotions. Like a piano that you push one key and a note appears. If you push another key, another note appears. The same way, if you push a thought, a memory, it will play a different emotion in your energy field. And then I can play not only with where the attention is, but in which way do I direct this attention. I can stay longer periods with my attention focused on single sections of experience. I can look at a stone and maintain not only my eyes but my attention in the stone. I can play with the quality of the attention. I can open it up so it includes several dimensions of my experience simultaneously. Or I can narrow it down so it includes only one part of my experience. I can keep it jumping. I can keep it sliding. I can hold it still. I can even let it roam free and play its own habits, its own momentum. But I cannot separate myself from my attention. You can separate yourself from your body. There are dissociation techniques. You can separate yourself from your past. You can lose your memory. You can separate yourself from others, but there will be always attention as long as you are. When attention reflects on itself, the experience and the experiencer they lose their separation. And by relaxing comfortably on this dual, unified dimension as a singularity with two ends. One is experience, one is the experiencer. By bringing a part of our attention to the non-dual nature of reality, to the marriage of experiencer and experience, when later on the demand for duality into a multi-layered experience with different focal points, different playmates, when that awakens again, the awareness of the underlying non-duality makes the journey so much more joyful, so much easier, because you are in a continuous relationship with yourself, whether that is another person, that is an event, that is a part of your life, or that is a problem. It's you. It's you. And then the manner with which we intimately carry ourselves through the whole journey of life, the internal alignment, like I said in my last practice, is one of, to say the least, lesser resistance. Much more joy. And also very connected with a parallel narrative, but one that is deeper, one that is speaking of illuminating different areas of our experience that for whatever reason have been less integrated, maybe even less appreciated. And there is no real benefit, really, none that I can think of considering any part of who you are a burden. Because even the darkest corners of your psyche, of your memory, they're still you. They still need to be integrated. They still need to be loved. Yeah. It was nice practicing with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for doing this in general. It really makes my day, selfishly speaking, so much richer when I encounter in my life people who share the love for self-introspection and questioning, who share love for reality itself that is big enough that makes you want to know it better and enjoy it further. When I encounter you all on my days, and I know that, or I feel, even if I don't know it, that living in this way is important for you, it makes my day much prettier. So thank you.